Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Mike Davies, and in today's tutorial I'll be showing you a simple and effective way to create better 3D text using GIMP. I'll be using GIMP version 2.10.22, which is the latest version of GIMP at the time of this tutorial. Before I get into that, don't forget to check out my website at daviesmediadesign.com. As always, I have tons of GIMP, Inkscape, and Darktable tutorials on here. You can get more by becoming a DMD Premium member. And I have tons of free software help articles, so definitely check that out. You can enroll in my GIMP 2.10 Masterclass from beginner to pro photo editing on Udemy. And as I mentioned, you can get more by becoming a DMD Premium member, and I'll include a link to this as well as all the relevant links from this tutorial in the description of the video. Here is the final composition we're going to be creating for today's tutorial. This is going to be using all built-in tools found inside of GIMP, so let's dive right in. I'll start by creating a new composition, so I'll go to File, New. And I'll go with 1920 by 1080 and click OK. And next I'm going to grab my text tool here from the toolbox, and I'll change the foreground color to this blue color. You can copy my HTML notation there, and I'll click OK. The font I'm using is Montserrat Bold. This is a free font I downloaded. I do have an entire tutorial dedicated to downloading and installing free fonts inside of GIMP for both Mac and Windows. The font size is set to 500, and we still have this color here set to blue. So I'll click on my composition, and with the caps lock key on, I'll type GIMP. And now I'm going to come over here to the first tool group and grab my alignment tool. Click on the text box here, and I'm just going to center align this both vertically and horizontally based on the image. Next, I'll come over here to the background layer, and I'm going to change this to a gradient. So I'll grab my gradient tool here. The shortcut key for this is the G key. I'll change my foreground color to this color here, the pinkish purple color. So once again, you can copy my HTML notation. And then I've already got my background color set to this darker color. So all I did for this was I used the original pink color. Come over here to HSV and just crank down the value here until you get pretty much this color, and I'll click OK. So I've got the gradient itself set to foreground and background RGB, and the shape set to radial. So I'm just going to click and drag this somewhere near the middle and drag it out towards the edges and hit the enter key, and there is our gradient. Next up, I need to create several duplicate text layers for our 3D effect. To start this process, I'm going to add a center guide here. So I'm going to go to Image, Guides, New Guide by Percent, and let's go with vertical and set this to 50. So the reason I want this center guide is our perspective is going to shift as we move from left to right. And basically I need to figure out exactly where we are shifting our perspective based on the middle. So over here, the 3D effect is going to go from left to right, but it'll be less intense here. In the exact middle, it'll be straight up and down. And then as we move to the right of this, it's going to be moving from right to left. So if I come back over here to the original, you guys can see that in action. This is straight up and down. This is going right to left, right to left. So because I have two letters on the left side, one portion of this M in the middle, and then two on the right side, so that's going to be the second half or the second part of this M and then the P. That means I need 5 perspectives total. So for this method, what we're going to do is we're going to create one text layer for every individual perspective on here, and then another text layer that corresponds to that perspective that contains a highlight. Don't worry if that sounds complicated, we're going to simplify it right now. So in this case, we're going to have 10 layers total. So I'll come up here to the text layer, and I'm just going to hit the duplicate icon until I get to GIMP number 10. And I'll just hide the original layer for now, and I'm going to click on the GIMP number 1 layer. So this will be the very first layer we start with, and it's going to be the perspective for the G. So we're going to create our first perspective using the long shadow tool. So I'll go to Filters, Lighten Shadow, Long Shadow. This will of course apply the long shadow to all the lettering. We're going to fix that in a moment. The angle we're going to start with is going to be 45. You guys can choose whatever angle you want here. Just remember the angle you start with. Middle click on here. I'm going to change this to 50 for the length. That's just my preference. And then for the color, I'm going to set this to blue. And then I'm going to come over here to the HSV once again, and I'm going to turn down the value. So we want this to be a little darker. And I'm going to click this button here to save this so we can use it in the future. That's going to save us some time. I'll click OK. So once I have everything set up, I'll click OK. So there is our first setup. You guys are probably most familiar with creating 3D text this way. This is the simpler method. So now we're going to add the highlight to this layer. So we're going to come over here to GIMP number 2. Control-Shift-F is the shortcut key to go to Filters, Reshow Long Shadow. So that's just another time-saving step. We're going to change the style of this to Fading Fixed Length. We're going to change the length to match whatever we set up for this first letter. So in this case, 50. And the color I'm going to set to white. And click OK. And you can set the blending mode or the opacity for this tool directly inside the tool. I'm going to do this later. So I'll click OK. And there is our first highlight. So let's move on to GIMP number 3. This is going to be for the eye. So once again, Control-Shift-F. And I'll change the color back to this dark blue color. Click OK. So the angle is not going to be the same and neither is the length. The way I'm figuring out the angle of this is I'm saying this one is 45 degrees. The one to the right of it here, this M, is going to be 90 degrees because we want it to be straight up and down. So basically we are splitting the difference here for the middle letter. So the angle between 45 and 90 is going to be 67.5. So I'll middle click on here with my mouse wheel and type 67.5. And then the length of this is going to have to match whatever the original length was from GIMP number 1. So basically what I did here is I turned this down manually until it got pretty close. And then I'm going to middle click on here and I'm just going to round this up to the nearest whole number, which is 35. So if I hold Control, zoom in with my mouse, you'll see here there's still a little bit of spacing, so I'm just going to increase this by increments of 1 until that lines up. So right there looks pretty good, so it's at 38. So we're going to remember those numbers for the next step here, 67.5, 38. I'll click OK to apply that. And now let's move on to GIMP number 4. This will be the highlight for the eye. So Control-Shift-F. Change the style here to Fading Fixed Length, and the color we're going to go with white. The angle is going to be 67.5 and the length will be 38. Those were the values we set for the eye for the other step. I'll click OK, and there we have the eye. So now let's move on to the M. Remember this one was 90 degrees, so I'll click on GIMP number 5, Control-Shift-F, and I'm going to middle click on here. We'll change that to 90. And you're going to use the same method here for figuring out the length. I've already done this ahead of time, so I know the length is 35, just to save some time. The color we're going to set up to this dark blue. And I'll click OK. Then we'll come down to GIMP number 6, Control-Shift-F. Let's go with Fading Fixed Length. We'll set the color to white. We're going to middle click on here, type 90. Hit the tab key, type 35, hit the enter key, and click OK. So as we move over to the other side of the composition, the angles are going to be the same as what the first two angles were, except we're on the other side of 90 degrees now. So whereas this was 45, on the other side here, the P is actually going to be 90 plus 45, which is going to be 135. And then this letter here will be 90 plus 22.5, which will be 112.5. So those were the same angles as this one, except we're adding it to 90 instead of subtracting it. So let's come over here to GIMP number 7. So this is for the right portion of the M. Control-Shift-F. So the angle we said is going to be 112.5. The length of this will be the same length as the eye, which was 38. And we're going to set the color once again to that dark blue and click OK. We'll move up here to GIMP number 8, Control-Shift-F. We're going to add Fading Fixed Length, set the color to white. We're going to middle click on here. So again, we're matching that angle, 112.5, matching the length of 38. And I'll click OK. Control-Shift-F on GIMP number 9. So this time we're doing 45 plus 90, which is going to be 135. And the final length of this will be 50, since this is the far right side, and the length of the G was 50. So we're making those two the same. Dark blue on the color there, click OK. One last time, GIMP number 10, Control Shift F, set the color to white, the style will go fading fixed length, the angle 135, and the length 50. And I'll click OK. What we're going to do to clean this up is we're going to add a layer mask to each one of these layers, and I'm going to show you a method for saving time with the layer masks. So basically I'm going to mask each letter. So let's come over here to GIMP number 1. Remember, the first 2 layers of this have to do with the G. So I'll come up here and I'm going to grab my rectangle select tool. The shortcut key for that is R. And now I'm just going to click and drag this over the G until we can get really close to the eye without overlapping it. It doesn't matter that we are not getting this portion here. Now what I'll do is come over here to GIMP number 1, and I'm going to click this icon here to add a layer mask. I'm going to add this based on the selection and click Add. And so now you'll see here we have a layer mask, and I can always increase the size. So there you can see a slightly better view of that. So it's masking out everything that's in black, so all this area is now hidden. And in order to save time here, we're going to click on GIMP number 2, shift click on it, and it's going to apply the exact same layer mask properties. So that gives us the exact same layer mask on here. Let's move up to GIMP number 3, which is the eye. So we're going to move this over until it's about where the M is. So about right there. And I'm just going to shift click on this and then shift click on GIMP number 4. So that will quickly add layer masks to those. And now let's move this over. So this is going to be the left portion of the M. Shift click, and now we'll move up to GIMP number 7. Move the rectangle area over. And in this case, I figured out that it's best to end the selection area right here, right before this left portion of the M starts. So now I'll shift click on number 7 and number 8. That is going to quickly hide those. And now I'll come up to GIMP number 9. Let's move this over. And just shift click on number 9 and number 10. So I'll hit Control Shift A to deselect that. And there you can see now we have some really awesome looking 3D text. So let's come over here, grab the move tool and move the center guide out of the way. So what I recommend doing is playing around with the opacity and the blending modes of the highlight layers. That's what I'm going to do right now. So every other layer is a highlight layer. And basically what I did is I just changed each one to overlay. So I'm just going to click on every other one and go with overlay. You guys can play around with the various layer modes there, blending modes, and set those to whatever you want. But I really like the way the overlay looks there. Next, I'm going to add some finishing touches to this. So there are a few steps involved in this process. First, what I'm going to do is come over here and hide the background layer. And then I'm going to go to Layer, New from Visible. That's going to put all of our visible elements on a single layer. And I'm going to drag that visible layer towards the bottom of the layer stack here. So just above the original text layer, we can unhide the background layer. We're going to duplicate this visible layer. So now we have 2 layers. And with the first layer, I'm going to go to Filters, Light and Shadow, Long Shadow. And I'm going to change the color of this to black. Click OK. And the style I'll set to Fading Fixed Length. And I'll click OK. And for the layer below, Control Shift F once again to bring up the long shadow. I'm going to middle click on the angle and change this to -45. And the style back to Fading Fixed Length. The color I'm going to change to this light blue color and click OK. So now we have a highlight going upwards and to the right, and we have a shadow going downwards and to the right. And I'll click OK. And so now I'm actually going to reverse the order. So I'm going to drag this blue highlight layer up. And I'm going to change the layer mode of this to soft light and the layer mode of the black layer to overlay. And now I'm going to adjust the opacity of this blue highlight layer there. So that looks pretty good there. For the last step, I'm just going to add some beveling to this. So I'll come over here to the GIMP layer, the text layer. I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to click and drag this to the very top of the layer stacking order. And then I'm going to duplicate this one last time. So now we have 2 of these layers, and let's unhide both of these layers. And on the top text layer, I'm gonna hit the / key on the keyboard or go to Help, Search, and run a command. And I'm gonna type bevel and double click on Add Bevel. And so this is going to be a simple script foo effect here, so we can't really preview what's going on, but I know from doing this ahead of time that the thickness set to 10 looks pretty good on here. I like to check work on copy. That's going to create a duplicate composition just in case something goes wrong. So now I'm going to click OK. And there you'll see we now have some beveling on here. Of course, it looks too intense, so what I did is I changed the layer mode here to lighten only. And so now we just have some nice highlights here with the beveling, and that really enhances the 3D effect. All right, so that's it for this tutorial. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell icon to be notified each time I have a brand new tutorial. You can check out any of the links to my resources in the description of the video. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.